Top 10 Overpowered Murim Manhwa recommendations for 2022. When you need to see something that's beautiful and inspiring, it's a good idea to go to Murim-based manga. The stories focus on the power of martial arts but with the elements of Taoism, immortals and other metaphysical concepts as well. For many, Murim is more than just a popular Korean graphic novel style. It is a way of life, and part of what made it so popular in the first place was their mystery and tale attached with them. From martial arts tournaments to mystical spiritual beings, Murim manga have plenty to offer for those who read them. So before we begin, be sure to subscribe and like for more top 10 videos. Starting off with our number 10, Demon in Mount Hua. The Murim's public enemy, the slaughterer demon monarch, Yeom-si-ak. It's been 100 years since he was trapped in Mount Hua after being captured by the sword god Manhwa. He waited all these years for his chance to seek revenge. The long period of time caused this incident to be forgotten by the world, and eventually even the Yeom-si-ak was forgotten. But, sir, what is her name? A coincidental meeting and the name of an archenemy that he said unwittingly, Manhwa. At the end of a vain journey, an unexpected path branches out, the ultimate demon that's in Mount Hua, Yeom-si-ak's choice. Number 9. Chronicles of the Martial Gods Return. This manga is really good. The main character is overpowered from the start. His nature is so very likable. He never shows mercy to his enemies. The art of this manhwa is also good, but it becomes a little bit inconsistent sometimes. But these minor errors do not hold this manhwa back in any way. The reason why I rate this manga a 9.5 out of 10 is because of its plot of an MC being overpowered as hell, then getting caught and becoming frozen for thousands of years to come. Back then, eventually the MC came back. The start is good, but I do think that it's a bit boring just having a 1000-year-old MC coming back with nothing to do, but overall it's not bad for now. The art is great and you don't need to worry about that. Number 8. Heavenly Source Grand Saga. At first, I was not expecting much from it, but oh boy, it surprised me. There are people in the world that think they are the chosen of the heavens. It's been decades since chaos and strife among heroes ensued because of those people. A certain disciple who has 6 masters has been entrusted with the fate of the central plains. If you guys are the heavens, then I am the sword that will pierce the heavens. That was what he'd resolved to do. No one mentioned he was fatty though. In any case, now that he's here, he will need to save the world. Damn it, lose some weight first. The best part about this manhwa is the Murim world building and the art, which are executed pretty well. Number 7. Escort Warrior. This manhwa is good, but if you don't like when an MC doesn't show off his strength, then this isn't for you. Also, the storyline is very slow, so if you like fast pace, then this isn't for you as well. Other than those two things, it is a decent manhwa. The MC was on the verge of death and got saved. No one knows of his background and he ends up becoming an escort warrior. It is pretty good actually, except one thing. Stop hiding the MC's strength from others because it is just annoying. If you want to have a strong MC, make him show his strength or at least a part of it in order for him to not to be belittled. Number 6. The Great Master. The Great Master Manhwa, from the author of Peerless Dad. Some children are raised in the hands of Kwak No. After establishing a disciple-master relationship, the children dream of their own dreams by practicing martial arts and walking in the path to become masters. In order to make a living, Kwak No always had to leave his seat, and Seon Yu, the eldest of the children, had to take care of the children, and he will be the great master. Moving on to our number 5, Enemies. Our main character, Won-Soo, is trained as an assassin in the evil sect in secret. He is really ruthless and only follows orders. One day, when he returns after completing a mission, his master dies and now he is left in his own. The main character tries to live a normal life, but due to his evil nature, he ends up killing more. This Murim manhwa is rarely lit. It shows the Murim world in a more raw and brutal way. The main character is totally ruthless and emotionless at the start. After some chapters, he gets some really good character development. The art is also nice and it shines the most during fight scenes. Side characters are also written very well. Story is also good, but it is not recommended for people with faint hearts. Only try this if you want a really dark but good Murim Manhwa. Number 4. To stand on one leg. This manhwa has a way of building all those dramatic tension and making Kokoro Ake near the end only to twist it in the last chapter to avoid a full-blown tragedy. A historical tale of love and tragedy between a princess and her guard, who only has one leg. He become entangled in a desperate battle for vengeance, and all of their lives are put on the line. Overall, it's worth the read, tragic and not all tragic at the same time. If you enjoy reads like Song of Theodore or revenge stories, then yeah, go for it. Number 3. Shinsu Jeil Sword. I love it. Never expected it to be good. This is pretty similar to Lightning Degree, but the MC doesn't have a master. Instead, he have a body that quickly adapts to martial arts. At first, he was weak and needs to rely on tactics and slightly getting stronger, and bam, quick growth. Musum, a young worker at a restaurant, dreams of winning the heart of Seoyun, the youngest daughter of a renowned family. He decides to become Shinsu Jeil Blade, a term coined after a convicted swordsman who placed beauty above everything. By a chance of luck, Mushung gains a handbook written by legendary master and receives an unknown power. Whether you like it or not, it is up to you. But I can say at least that it is good in the complex. Number 2. High and Mighty. Yong Cheon-san, the young lord of the great house Yong Cheon, is a free soul. His main joy in life is exploring the world. As such, when his father tries to marry him after supposedly the most beautiful woman in Bukyeong area, he is not interested in settling down in the least. He steals everything he can carry from the carriage transporting the wedding gifts meant for his bride and sets out on another adventure. Little does he know that out of the gifts he steals, there is a certain item that is the key of reviving the demonic sect. Will Cheon-sang be able to vanquish the dark forces pursuing him and thwart their plans of rising to power once again? And finally, number 1. In the night consumed by blades, I walk. The main focus is on MC and his life. Revenge-based manhwa where the MC is OP and ultra badass. Despite being an orphan, Jinsu Han was taken in by the Crescent Moon Sword dance troupe and spent his childhood with those women. But one day, the poison demon, one of the 4 great evils, recognized Sohan's special physical characteristics and kidnapped him. In the end, after various experiments by the demon, Sohan was raised as his disciple. 10 years later, he tried to look for any trace of the Crescent Moon Sword dance troupe, but they had already been vanished and destroyed at the hands of the dark pod that's now ruling over his hometown. The art is great and beautiful, and it's worth reading. Okay people, that's all for today's video. If you want more list on this topic or even want some other, then you can comment down below, and of course, one like will be really appreciated. So it's me, your host Kiro, signing out now. Adios!